Hello everyone and welcome to this event in partnership with University of Essex Online. My name is Stefania and I will be moderating this webinar on behalf of Docsity. So I saw here that our first participants have joined us, so a warm welcome to all of you. We're just going to wait a few minutes before we dive into our session to ensure that everyone can have the chance to connect. In meantime, don't hesitate to say hi or introduce yourself here in the chat on Zoom. And furthermore, we're curious to know where are you joining us from, so please take a moment to share your location in the chat. And thank you for being here, and we will start shortly, I swear. In the meantime, I wanted to inform you that we got a Q&A session lined up right after this presentation. So this is your chance to ask your questions to our panelists here. So don't be shy, go ahead and type all your questions and curiosity in the Q&A box. We will be thrilled to answer them at the end of the presentation. And if you are interested in receiving the certificate of attendance issued by Docsity, stay tuned because we will give you more information after this session. And talking about the lineup, in today's webinar, we will talk about the courses available, the admission process, and hear from student support. I saw here in the chat that a lot of students are start typing, so hi from Docsity to all of you. And as you can see, I will not be alone. Here with me, there is a large and diverse panel that includes advisors, coordinators, and other support managers to whom you can ask questions during this session. So the first one that I will introduce is Hayley Ward. So thank you for being part of this event, and thanks to all of you. Without further ado, now let's get started. Hayley, the floor is yours.
Oh, hello, thank you, and welcome to everybody. Okay, so today we're here to talk about Essex Online, and here are our speakers. So first off, we have Caroline, who is our student support manager. We have Hayley, a program coordinator here at Essex Online, and we have Anu, who is head of learning tech, and that she'll be running through what we call our VLE. We'll go into more detail soon. And we've got Jamira, who is in the admissions team. So we will get started on what to look for today. Okay, so we'll be doing a little bit of an introduction to Essex Online, an explanation of the online postgraduate degrees on offer here, how you'll study, how you can be supported throughout your studies with our support team, and the admissions process and next steps, just in case you would like to get started really soon. And then, like I say, we've got Q&A at the end. So yeah, I will pass over to Hayley Bushell, another Hayley. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone, and welcome to the webinar today. I'm really glad to see you all. So as Hayley said, my name is Hayley Bushell. I'm the Programme Manager for Business Programmes at the University of Essex Online, and I'm really glad to be here today. And I'll take you through some of the academic matters today. So first of all, I mean, thinking about us as Essex Online in general, why study with us? Obviously, you study with the University of Essex, but online, and you gain a recognised qualification from the University of Essex, which is ranked among the top 40 UK universities. So there's an emphasis on classroom experience with experienced academics and practitioners who bring real world perspectives. So thinking about that real focus on working environments and things like that. So we've got a really diverse cohort of tutors there. And we've got programmes that focus on employability, equipping students with sector-specific skills, and optional modules for your customisation should you wish to focus on a particular area of your specialism. As it just says on the slide there as well. Oh, did you go forward on a slide there, Hayley? Sorry, I was going to say just as well as it says on the slide there, we're proud to be rated silver in the Teaching Excellence Framework as well. Thank you. So we offer an interactive learning platform, which is available 24/7 globally. We have a cohort of tutors that ensure a quick response to student emails. That's within 24 hours during the week. And 48 hours on the weekends. And that's something that we do hold our tutors to, and they're very good at adhering to. There is opportunities for one-to-one meetings with tutors and participation in Q&A sessions and seminars, which are live sessions for you to join. And we've got flexible online programmes, which are entirely part-time without the need to obviously attend campus, except for graduation, which is a lovely event to attend. and that takes place at our Colchester campus, the University of Essex campus. Thank you. So just to go over some of our programmes that are available, so we do have project management, so we deliver an MSc in project management, so that looks at developing personal and professional skills alongside practical techniques in project management. For business, as you can see, we've got quite a variety of postgraduate programmes. We've got the Master of Business Management, which is our general business masters. We have the MSc in Business and Management in specialising in business analytics. We have the MSc in International Human Resource Management, MSc in Global Digital Marketing, Business with Finance, and our newest programme, Leadership for Sustainability. And we also have Supply Chain Management, so MSc Supply Chain Management and Global Logistics. So as I mentioned, we've got specialisations in management, finance, HR, business analytics and digital marketing. And our supply chain management and global logistics programme really emphasises sustainability, supply chain management, marketing channels and transport. So then moving on to our computer programmes, you can see computing programmes, you can see that we've got 4 computing programmes there. So we've got computer science, cybersecurity, data science and artificial intelligence, which focus strongly on problem solving and technical skills. We've got our education programmes, so we've got Master of Education and MSc in Digital Education, which focus on fostering innovative teaching methods and technology-based learning. And finally, our health finally on this slide, our health programmes. And we have various courses here covering public health, healthcare management, infection control, nursing, global mental health, and all of those are taught by industry leaders. And then finally, we have criminology as well. So we have MSc in criminology and criminal psychology, addressing crime origins, offender treatment and defining crimes. We have psychology programmes as well, which explore human behaviour, developmental milestones and fundamental research principles for a wide range of careers. And finally, we have our LLM in international business law, which focuses on transnational contract law, WTO operations, competition law at national and international level. So that's just a final comment from me. Obviously, all degrees from all academic disciplines culminate in a dissertation, allowing independent research in a chosen area related to the programme. Thank you. I'll hand over to Anu now.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anu Laitakari, and I'm the Head of Learning Technology here at University of Essex Online. I'm going to show you what a learning platform looks like, and I'm going to show you what a learning module looks like as well. So let me just share my screen. And that is sharing the correct one. And you're very, very lucky. We've just upgraded our learning platform yesterday. So this is brand new, all singing and dancing, all up to date, latest security enabled and everything else. So very, very up and happening at the moment. So before I start the tour, I just wanted to say that our site is responsive. So if you want to study using a mobile or tablet, you can do that. Although our recommendation for more serious coursework is always a laptop or a computer. And also some of the interactivity in our platform is better utilized via a laptop or a computer than a mobile tablet device. So we have this is the homepage of our platform, and we have a direct links to really some important areas for all of our students in terms of student life. I will come back to the dashboard and my modules in a moment. We also have an instant messaging system as well built into the platform. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. We have direct links to our social media. So if you do want to contact us via social media, even after this, that would be great. We are on all the major ones. Now, I wanted to show you a bit about our knowledge base, which is available on every page. So via the knowledge base, we have a help center where you can contact student support via live chat during the office hours. You can have a look at getting started, help articles, and you find the UK time here. So if you're an international student and you're not sure when you should submit your assignments, you can do that and just check here what the time actually is in the UK. Now we have a wide variety of help articles in our knowledge center. So essentially it's just a case of finding what it is that you want to find out and hop onto that article. And it's a good starting point to finding out. And as I said, student support is there for any further need, and you can contact them. We also have this new learning tools section on our platform now, which allows students to add bookmarks and create notes from different pages and resume the course for the last activity they took place in the last course they visited. But I'm not going to use that now because I'm going to show you the dashboard and my modules, and then we'll have a look at the module as well. So the dashboard is a little bit personalized depending on the department you belong to. And our demo student today belongs to the education department. So the demo student has direct links here to the education department page, which is a really good resource. Each department has slightly different resources depending on the student needs. We have direct link to the education library here, which has collated reading lists to the Tally service, which is a service that the University of Essex provides. And each module has its own reading list, and it's all available via there. All of our reading is obviously available online, by the way, I should mention that. So there's no need to get books or find books in the library. And as our lovely Caroline will be talking about later, our student support. This is the education support team. So all the direct details in terms of how to get in touch with your student support team are available via the dashboard. We also have deadlines, which can be sorted in many different ways, direct links to add submissions for any assignments due, and a calendar where users can add their own events here as well. And it will pull out all the course events and all the universal events into this calendar. And then on the sidebar, we just have a bit of extra information about external services that we use. So if any service is down, students will be able to check that directly from their dashboard. In the My Modules section, we obviously have all the modules. So in here, this can be filtered and viewed in many different ways. I currently have it in the in progress setting, but this can also be sorted, and there's different ways of viewing the information depending on how you want to see it. There's a completion or a progress bar in each of these sections, and these come from the activities that are within the module. So when activities are completed and ticked off by the student, this bar moves forward, and you will be able to see your progress throughout the module. Not everybody likes doing that, but some students do, so we do have that. So today I'm going to show you a quick tour about our philosophy of education and theories of learning and teaching module, which is one of the educational modules. It's the first one on the educational program, actually. And then I'm going to jump into a lecture cast from the psychology program to show you slightly different things. So it's not all about education. All of our modules are constructed or structured in a similar way. So once you've learned what a module looks like, it's really easy to go to the next one because you already know where everything is. So the module homepage has an introduction to the module syllabus, the module aims and learning outcomes, and also an announcement section that allows the tutor to push out notification. We have a tutor office section with tutor information and a direct link to their Zoom room. And we also have the tutor service agreement here, which is something that Hayley mentioned earlier, that we have the really quick turnaround in getting back to queries, any student queries for our tutors. The deadline details is another place where we have direct links to the different weighted assignment components with the deadline next to them, really clearly laid out. And I should refer to that same service level agreement in terms of our assignment components. So each of the weighted assignments is graded, and feedback is provided to our students within 7 days of the deadline here. So really quick turnaround, and it allows you to apply that feedback throughout your module instead of waiting for the end for all the feedback. Haley also mentioned live sessions. These are held on Zoom and they are recorded. And here is the schedule for the live session. It's a really good opportunity to have a chat with tutor and fellow students, but there's also an opportunity to schedule one-to-one sessions with your tutor as well. All the recordings are available via the module announcements. In the module resources, we have a direct link to the course or this module specific reading list. We have the grading criteria here, and we also provide a student lounge so students can chat within this module with their peers. Finally, we have a Turnitin sandbox as standard in every module, so our students can check their similarity scores prior to any submission. Each module has at least one core ebook, and the core ebook is usually provided by a platform called VitalSource. And the reason why we've chosen this is because VitalSource has really good accessibility features. It has a read aloud feature, and the platform allows you to change font, type of font, the size of font, the background color, for example. So I've gone to a quite large font there, but I can make it a bit smaller. And I could change the color, for example, and there's lots of different options here as well. There's loads of functionality here, and we also have a recent recording by our VitalSource person who goes through all the functionality of the platform, so I won't go through that at the moment. Each of these units that I'm going to show you, only a few of, is a week long. So this is a 12-week module. So it's really easy to see where all the content is. And the units, again, are laid out quite structurally the same. So we have a short introduction to the unit content and the aims and outcomes, and then the specific activities and assignments that are in that specific unit. So in this unit, we have a lecture cast, and I'll show you the psychology one in a moment. We also have the reading in the unit as well, just in case we need it, or in case our students want to do some research on their own and use the library to find these resources instead of using the direct links from the reading list. And in this case, in Unit 1, we have a collaborative activity which actually uses Padlet as well. So I'll just randomly pick a few of these units to show you. So again, lecture cast, reading, another formative activity taken on your own time, a formative discussion, which is a discussion forum. And then in this case, we have a subject focused label, which tells the student a little bit more about this specific topic, in which this case is constructivism, which is one of the major learning theories. Going to Unit 12, final assignment in here. And I also wanted to show you this because of the feedback. So our students have lots of opportunities to provide us with feedback, and we do use that to a great extent to improve the platform and also to inform us of the quality of our tutor and their tutoring and the study materials on the platform and everything else that the students have in terms of supporting their studies on University of Essex Online. So I'm just going to finish by showing you a lecture cast. So this is one of the lecture casts. They are multimedia presentations, so we don't have standard talking head lectures. Instead, we have these multimedia presentations, which provide an introduction to the specific topic in hand. So in this case, this is a lecture cast from the Human Development Over the Lifespan module, which is one of our psychology master's modules. So we have text, we have some interactivity. So in this case, some cards, flip cards, and then some more information. I just want to show you your check your knowledge section at the end as well. So there's a video. I won't go through the whole thing. If you do join the course, you'll be able to do that if you join the Masters in Psychology course. And then in these lecture casts, there are these check your knowledge check sections, which allow you to, I'm making a guess here, this is probably going to be wrong. Yes, it was false. Allow you to check whether you've understood the content that you have read. And I clearly haven't, because I'm getting everything incorrect. But the nice thing about these is that even if you get them incorrect, you can try them again and again until you get them right. So this is obviously just a formative activity. It's not a summative activity. So it's just for you to check your own knowledge. And as you can see, as I'm going through the lecture cast, it's ticking off the sections that I've done. So when I return to this lecture cast, I will be able to return back to the last activity that I did, or last section I did in this lecture cast. And that's it from me. So I'm going to hand over to Caroline now.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Anu. So hi, everyone. My name is Caroline. I am one of the student support managers at the University of Essex Online. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the ways in which you would be supported as a student of the University of Essex Online. We do have 4 core teams that support our students all the way up from the moment that you enroll onto a programme, right the way through to graduation and all of the ups and downs that happen in the middle. And those 4 core teams are firstly student support. I will go into further details on the remits of each team in a moment, but we've got the student support team, the study skills support team, the student welfare team, and the student experience team as well. So we'll start off by taking a look at student support. So firstly, something that is quite unique to us is that you will have a dedicated student support team for your area of study. So for example, that means if you would be joining a business course with us, you would be supported by a business student support team. And that allows your team of student support advisors to be really familiar with the kind of module content that you deal with, the kind of assessments that you might be going through, and to become experts in your area of study and be able to anticipate those errors before they even pop up for you. We are able to offer advice on a variety of different aspects. So firstly, we can assist with any of those pastoral queries. If there's ever anything going on outside of the course that you would like us to be aware of, any extenuating circumstances, if you're concerned about a deadline, if you don't feel very well, or if you're just struggling to get in touch with somebody and are not sure where to go, we are more than happy to be your first point of contact at any time during your studies with us. We can assist with minor technical advice. So for example, if you were using the VLE, couldn't find something that you needed, or perhaps were having any sort of pop-up errors, or something was just not quite working for you, we're on hand to support you with any of that as well. If we can't fix the error for you, we know somebody who can. So we can either sort that for you ourselves, or we can refer you on to some extra support if needed. We do offer non-academic support, so it's important to note that you would have academic support from your dedicated module tutors and the course leaders that you'd encounter during your studies as well. So student support is purely non-academic, and that allows us to be experts in that sort of pastoral area. Any policies that we think you might want to apply for that could be really useful for your specific situation, your student support team would be able to give you personal advice and recommendations. We are contactable via the phone, via email, and via that live chat service that Annie has just kindly showed us on the learning platform as well. Our working hours are Monday to Thursday at 8:30 to 7 in UK time, of course, and on Fridays we are contactable from 8:30 to 5 p.m. So for our study skills team, our study skills teams are experts in academic writing skills. So our team can support you with your referencing queries, if perhaps referencing is something quite new to you, or if you are using a referencing system that you've never encountered before, or perhaps if you're just going between levels of study. So perhaps if you are an undergraduate student starting a postgraduate course for the first time, our study skills teams can really help brushing off those academic writing skills, helping you build that confidence to really make sure you get the most out of your course with us and make sure that you are enjoying it as well. They can assist you with structuring your assignments, critical thinking, any sort of outside of your course specific content, academic queries. That's what our study skills team are on hand to support you with. So once you've gone through your induction period with us, our study skills team will be able to offer one-to-one bespoke workshops or sessions with you. And that can really be led by you on any topics that you are particularly interested in or identify as an area that you feel a little bit less confident in. So for example, if you wanted to have a one-to-one session just generically on academic writing skills, you could do that. If you felt really unconfident with your referencing skills, you could ask for a bespoke session on referencing, perhaps even specifically Harvard referencing. Our study skills team are contactable via phone and email, and their working hours are Monday to Friday, again, 8:30 to 5 p.m. in UK time. Next, we've got our student welfare team. So our student welfare team encompasses our disability support as well. So if that's something that is a concern for you or something you would like to discuss, we do have a dedicated disability support officer who can perhaps recommend some adjustments that could be implemented to your course to make it more accessible for you. We do have a system where students can have a reasonable adjustment plan that is catered to you specifically, to your needs, to again make sure that course is accessible for you and that you are really getting the most out of your studies with us. Our student welfare team can offer wellbeing support and general mental health resources. So if that is something that you know you might benefit from or something that you could benefit from during your studies, we can either provide you with our in-house support or refer you to some local external resources as well. And finally, of course, we do have our safeguarding officers as a part of the student welfare team to make sure that all of our students are protected. And then finally, the last team that will be supporting you during our studies is the student experience team. So the student experience team will be involved in running the social forums that we already had a look at on the learning platform. If you're interested in being a course representative or getting involved in the student council, that's something our student experience team can give some advice on as well. If perhaps you want to be involved in contributing to the positive changes that we make to the support that we offer, if you want to be involved in sharing feedback and representing the student body, that's absolutely something you could get involved with. The student experience team review all of the feedback that is submitted through module surveys as well. So at the end of every module with us, you will be invited to share your feedback, what you enjoyed, what you think could be improved, any ideas you have for us to be able to make sure that the support in our courses are as best as they can possibly be. You're invited to submit that feedback through a survey, and then our student experience team will go through all of that and see what we can implement going forwards. We can offer career guidance as well. And then finally, the loveliest thing that, of course, our student experience team get to do is planning your on-campus graduation ceremony. So even though you will be an online student, our students do get to attend the physical graduation ceremony at the University of Essex in the Colchester campus. We do also have an online celebration as well that you can do either or both, entirely up to you, just to make sure that we are recognising your hard work and celebrating you at the end of your course. So that's all from me. From a student services perspective, I'll just hand you over to Jamira to talk about the admissions process now.
Thanks, Caroline. So my name is Jamira and I'm one of the admissions advisors on the admissions team. I'm just going to touch a bit on the admissions process. So essentially the way the admissions process would work, you would be, of course, expected to kind of apply for the initial program. And once you've essentially applied for your program, you would be then, of course, referred to one of our admissions members. The great thing about our applications is that there is no charge, no fee payable. So that's one of the kind of good things about our application process. Now, once the application has been submitted to the admissions team, you'll be allocated an admissions advisor, and that admissions advisor will stay with you throughout your entire journey of the admissions process, which is great. So you'll be basically able to contact your admissions advisor in regards to any sort of questions that you may have during the admissions process. So questions that may come up during the admissions process may be questions about certain modules, the fees, maybe questions about the live sessions and the support that's essentially available. Those are sort of questions that the admissions team will be able to answer. Once your application has been submitted and we have received all your documents, we would then send that application over to our review team, who would then review the application. Once a decision has been essentially made, your admissions advisor will send you an email across to let you know whether your application's been approved or not. And also the great thing about the application stage is that you will
Oh, Jamira, I think you may have froze. Sorry, there we go. You're back.
Okay. So once the admissions application has, as mentioned, been received, and we received all those documents, we will let you know that those documents have been received, and that, of course, we're sending them over to the review team. The one other good thing about our application review team is the turnaround time. So as long as we have all of your documents submitted with your application, essentially you will hear back within 2 working days, if not quicker, regarding the approval or decision regarding your application. So that is one of the great things. You will hear back from your admissions advisor via email or telephone, but we will always send an email regardless. Now, once you have received your offer from ourselves, you will be expected to then accept your offer and pay your deposit within 14 working days. So that's essentially the process of the application. But I will go a bit more into the fees and funding next. Thanks, Haley. So there's different entry requirements when it comes to our courses. The one thing I would recommend doing is when it comes to our entry requirements is to, of course, access the information which is allocated on our website regarding the entry requirements, or you can also use the chat that's available to speak to one of our admissions advisors if you think you might need to ask a bit more information regarding the requirements. So in regards to entry requirements, the academic route for our postgraduate courses tends to be that you would need to hold a UK honours degree or relevant professional qualification. If you do not hold that, we would then go down the work experience route. So you would then be advised that you would need to hold a certain few years level of experience. The level of experience is different to each postgraduate course. So for instance, if you're studying, say, a psychology course, you'd be required to hold at least 3 years relevant work experience within the psychology field. So that could be, mental health, counseling, but it can be essentially any sort of work or paid experience. If English isn't your first language, one of the great things that we do offer is a free English test, which you can complete. You do only get one chance when it comes to the English test, but it is quite basic and quite easy to access. So essentially, we just need to make sure you meet those entry requirements, and the entry requirement is that you'd need to achieve at least a 6.0 or equivalent for the English to meet the English requirements. Thank you. So just moving on to the tuition fees. So as you can see, we've outlined the fees that currently stand for our PG Cert, PG Dip, and MSc, MBM, MAD, MPH, and LLM. So of course, you'll be able to see that the UK fees and the international fee just slightly different. But yeah, so that information also can be accessed on our website. You can also contact one of our admissions advisors, either by email, which can be found on the website, or we'll also add that at the end of the presentation, or you can also contact us via our live chat or our telephone. Thank you. So in regards to payment methods, we do, of course, have two sort of payment options when it comes to paying your fees. So you can either pay in full, or you can look to paying monthly. Now, when it comes to UK students, you can apply for a postgraduate loan if you've never had a postgraduate loan before, or if you haven't previously completed a postgraduate course on your own. Even if it was self-funded, you will have to make sure that you do notify us of that so we can assess your eligibility for the student loan. As mentioned, we also offer a monthly payment plan. If you do pay your payment in full, you will be, of course, provided a 5% discount if you do make that upfront payment. We are also offering a 10% alumni discount. And then also we do offer our international students who are from certain regions outside of the UK scholarships, and you can find more information out about that by contacting us directly or speaking to one of our admissions advisors. Usually that scholarship is within like 10% or 5% depending on the region that you live in. We are also offering a 20% impact scholarship when it comes to master's programs. Those programs are the Master of Education, Masters in Digital Education, a Master in Project Management, and of course, Supply Chain and Global Logistics. We are also offering a 10% scholarship on all of our master's programs and online professional courses to celebrate our 60 years since University of Essex opened its doors, which is really, really good. When it comes to the scholarships as well, we can only apply one. So say, for instance, if you are going for the Master of Education program, we would only be able to apply either the 10% scholarship or the 20%. We wouldn't be able to apply both. Next slide, please. Thank you. So going back to the application process, the application form is quite straightforward to complete. So you would just need to write a 300 to 500 word personal statement explaining why you wish to study our program. If you need sort of tips on how to write your personal statement, you can actually find more information on our website. And again, you can contact one of the admissions advisors either using our chat or the email, and we can send you an email across with a link to the tips on how to actually complete a personal statement. You'll also need to provide an in-date form of ID, so that could be passport, driving license. Those would be sort of acceptable proofs of ID. We'd also need a copy of your educational certificates, so your certificate or your transcript, and also a copy of your CV as well. Now, it's really important that you do provide those sort of documents, because when we are reviewing your experience and your educational certificates, if we, for instance, do review the educational certificates and we think actually maybe you may not meet the route for the academic entry route, we can have a look at your work experience, and it just makes the process a bit more easier and seamless if we do have all them documents at hand. If we do need any sort of additional documents, we will of course request those documents by email, and we will let you know what documents we do actually need from yourselves in order to of course move forward with the application itself. I'm going to send it back to Stefan. Thank you.
Okay, so here I am. Thanks everyone for your presentation. It was really interesting. And now let's go to the questions, because I saw that we received a few. So let's start with this. Said is asking, how can I get a scholarship?
That's a good question. So in regards to the scholarships, we essentially have to review your application. So once you have completed our completed application form, it would be then sent to our admissions team who would review to see if you are actually eligible for that scholarship. And just to make sure that you are eligible, we would most likely need proof of where you're currently residing. So that proof just could be a bill, a utility bill, or council tax bill, just to, of course, confirm where you are residing. And then we would automatically apply that to your fees. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jamira. Let's keep going with the questions about scholarships because we have a few. Stella is asking, do you offer scholarships for European students? I guess because you said the regions, so we got a few questions about different regions.
Yeah. So it really depends. It is a case of, my advice would be, because we have quite a large list of, which regions we can actually provide those scholarships to. My advice would be to put in a query to, of course, our admissions team, and then we'll be able to advise you. Don't necessarily actually have to complete the application form, but yes, please do put in a query, and then we can advise you on whether you would be eligible for that scholarship. So my advice would be just to email in by contacting us on the website listed, and then we can advise you if you would be eligible for that specific scholarship.
Okay, thank you. And they are asking if it's possible to pursue 2 degrees together in your university, or for example, 1 degree in your university and another in another university.
Yeah, I don't mind taking that. It is possible
Okay.
to study with more than one university. Of course, that would be a very high workload, so it would be depending on your circumstances. And if that is something you are interested in, I would strongly recommend that you contact the admissions department at your desired institutions, as there may be specific regulations or requirements that you need to meet to enroll into more than one course. So really, it's a very personal sort of situation. If it is possible, but I would recommend contacting the admissions department to discuss your situation personally.
Okay, thank you, Caroline.
And just to add on to what Caroline was saying, is also when you do apply with ourselves as well, do let your admissions advisor know that you will be looking to, of course, study 2 courses, just so we can go through our process with you as well. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you too. And now let's go with some questions related to the language. Stella is asking, is there a minimum requirement for the knowledge of English?
Sorry.
So, yeah, they are asking if you ask for a minimum requirement of the knowledge of English, like a certification or...
Yes, so essentially you would need to complete, and if you haven't already completed an IELTS or any sort of other English certificate, we would then advise you to complete our free online English test, and you would need to, of course, achieve a score of 6.0.
Okay, nice, thank you. And related to this, they are also asking if you offer courses to improve English.
Our course, I would say, for our courses, especially at postgraduate level, of course, it's important to kind of have that English already sort of knowledge in the background as well, because of course you're going to be completing studies at postgraduate level, so it's really important that you already have that knowledge. I would say, of course, when you do study with us, that will, of course, your writing skills will, of course, improve as you take up more assignments and complete that work. But essentially, you do need that background to, of course, complete the postgraduate studies. So that is really, really important. And that's, of course, one of the reasons why there needs to be that English test completed beforehand, and that score needs to be met, so we know that you are, of course, capable of course, completing those postgraduate studies.
Sure. Okay, thank you, Jamira. And we got different questions related to masters. For example, they are asking if you offer as a master early childhood.
Hiya, I'll take this one. I don't think that we do. I'm just trying to think if that would be in the psychology space or the education space. Probably. So for psychology masters, we've got MSc psychology and MSc organizational psychology. So I think there'll be elements of that that cover childhood and early childhood, but not specifically with that title.
Okay, thank you, Haley. And we receive another question about English. So let's keep going. They are asking, if I am from an African country and English is one of my national languages, am I still required to do an English test?
That is actually a really good question. Now, if you have, for instance, studied a degree, but you were taught in English, and you can provide a letter, your institution can provide a signed letter basically confirming that you were taught in English, then yes, you might actually not be eligible to complete or required to complete that English test. So yes, definitely something to kind of speak about during the application process, but we can definitely take that into consideration. Or if it does say on your transcript that you were taught in English, then yes, we can also take that into consideration as well. So really good question.
Okay, thank you, Jamira. And we got a question that is, till when I can apply?
So our applications are open, so you can apply as of today if you like after this. Feel free to apply. Applications are open for 2024.
Okay, so I invite all of you to apply today if this webinar was interesting for you and you want to study in this amazing university. So we got a few questions related to how much does it cost, for example, a postgraduate in criminal psychology or in general in psychology. I don't know if you want to come back to the slides about the fees. Maybe we can revise them together.
Yes, definitely. I think yeah. So as you can see there, those are the fees that would be, of course, for our courses. So for the PG cert, you're looking at 4,056 for UK students and then 4,143 for international students. For postgraduate diplomas, you'd be looking at, for the UK students, 8,111, and then for international, you'd be looking at 8,285. And then, of course, for the full master's programs, 12,167 for UK students, and then 12,428 for international students.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope that now is a bit more clear. But if you have any questions, you can still get in touch with us and with the panelists. So if you want to reach out later. So I saw that we got other questions. They are asking how long is the Master of Law program, including the time set aside by the university to allow the students to do their dissertation?
Yeah, I'll answer this one, thank you. So the indicative study duration for the LLM is 2 years, but we can't absolutely guarantee a study duration for a student because there could be various factors that impact your study journey, but that is the indicative duration, and that's including the dissertation period as well. And in terms of how tutors are allocated to students to supervise their dissertation, what normally happens, and it may be a little bit different for the law department, because I'm from business, so it might be a little bit different, but what normally happens is there's a pool of dissertation supervisors that students are able to select from, depending on their research interests and the suitability of the match between student research and supervisor. And if that supervisor agrees to that partnership, obviously the research relationship then starts. You'll meet through a number of meetings. You'll obviously exchange contact details and things like that in terms of preferred times, Zoom, etc. And there's a number of set meetings as well where you'll interact and have that kind of face-to-face supervision. And you can also reach your supervisor via email with any questions you've got as well. So that's how that would work. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Haley. And we have another question that is related to education. So they are asking if there are requirements for this master.
Is that the question from Fillion? Is that the one you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you talking about education in sciences there, as in traditional sciences, so biology, chemistry, etc., or education science? I was unsure. But we don't currently offer any programs in science in the traditional sense, so biology, etc. In terms of education, I typed it in the chat a little while ago. So we offer a Master of Education, which is our MEd, and MSc Digital Education. Or Education Sciences, Mathematics and Chemistry. No, we don't offer that. Thank you for clarifying, though.
Okay, and for now we have the last questions, but if you want to type anything in the Q&A box, it's still open. So they're asking if it's 12,000 pounds fee or the entire master program or per year.
That's for the entire program. That fee, the 12,400.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, so I guess that, oh, we still have the last one. Okay, let's go with this one. If you offer Master of Project Management, can you briefly explain the requirement, procedure, and duration of study?
I can answer that. So of course, the procedure would essentially be, once if you decide to go ahead with that program, you just need to complete the application form and attach the relevant documents, which would be, of course, ID, so either that be passport or license. You'd need to attach 300 to 500 word personal statement, CV, and of course your educational documents. The entry requirements for that specific program, for the academic entry requirement, would essentially be that you'd need to hold at least a UK honours degree or equivalent. I'm going to have a quick look for you as well what the work experience entry route would be for that if you don't hold the degree. I'm just going to bring that information up for you quickly.
It's about 5 years. Do you know if that helps?
Thank you. Very
Senior
helpful, yeah.
level.
So yes, at
So,
least 5
yeah.
years senior level, as Haley said. So that would be the entry requirements. And then the duration of the program is 2 years.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, they also said thank you to you. Okay, so Alexandra is saying, I like to get further details about the modules for the Master of Science in Digital Education. Currently, your website shows the components, but not more details.
Yes, that's because that's a brand new program. So there'll be a little bit less information in there at the moment because it's currently under development. So if you keep an eye on our website and things like that, that information will become available as soon as it's ready.
Thank you, Eli. And Moses is asking, all the Masters of Science are 1 year duration.
I think they're indicative too, but it kind of relates to the answer I gave previously, so that there might be some factors that affect your study journey, you know, depending on if you have any breaks and things like that. I think it would be pretty, I'm hoping Caroline will back me up here, but I think it would be pretty hard to do it in 1 year.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Hayley. 2 years is the indicative duration that we advertise, and really we say like an absolute minimum of 2 years. It's likely that you could study longer than that if you needed to, if you wanted to take any study breaks or, you know, delay any modules. So we say yes for flexibility in terms of going longer, but really not in terms of going shorter. It would be 2 years minimum, really.
Okay, thank you to both of you. And we got another question. That is, what is the initial percentage to deposit if you'd like to be a monthly payment plan?
So the deposit payment would just be your first month's installment, just paid in advance. So it wouldn't be anything extra, which is good news.
Okay. And Moses is asking if one person is allowed to complete a course in 1 year.
Yeah, no, just to go back what we were saying earlier, for the master's level, if you're looking to do the full MSc, it would be a minimum of 2 years. If you're looking to do a course that's shorter than 2 years, then our PG certs are around 8 months and our postgraduate diplomas are around 16. If that's better for your time schedule, but really for the full MSc, the master's levels qualifications, it's a minimum of 2 years.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Caroline. And so I guess that now we finished the time, so and we're also done with the questions. So thanks again to our panelists to be with us today, and thanks to everyone to have joined us, to have been so curious and responsive with all your questions. So I hope you learn a lot about this university, and that this webinar actually help you to discover more about the Essex Online University and to start your journey with them. I'd like to remind you that you can contact the panelists and also get in touch with your university following this link and all your contact that you see here on the screen. So if you're interested in receive our certificate of attendance, please follow the link that I'm sending right now in the chat. So here you have it. And also, I like to remind that we will share the recording with you in the following days. So please check your email and keep an eye on it to rewatch also the things that you lost during the presentation. I would also ask to our panelists if you want to leave a final message before saying goodbye to our students.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just from all of us, I think, thank you so much for joining us. I really hope that you found this useful. I hope this answered some questions that you had. And yeah, any follow-up questions, feel free to let us know. But thank you so much for joining us. It was lovely to see you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Lovely to see you.
Same.
Same.
Okay, thank you so much, viewers, and thanks again to everyone. I hope to see you again in the next webinar. So it was a pleasure for me to host this one. Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.